Nwaneri and Myles Skelly were absolutely incredible against Bournemouth in that pre-season friendly, and I feel like they deserve a video, a little bit of analysis on them, because it was a really top performance. Before I get into any of that though, if you are new here, please smash the subscribe button, smash that like button and turn on those notifications. Let's try and aim for 125 likes. I know you guys have got this, you've been smashing it lately. So Myles Skelly, let's start with him. He played in a different role, inverted left back. I really did think it was going to be tough for him out there. He was playing against some really tricky wingers. Wutara was there. He was up against Tavernier as well, but he really held his own. I think in the duels, if we're talking about defensively, I thought he was really top. He positioned himself really well. He was aggressive. He won the ball quite a lot of times. I talked about him winning it from Favre in my 5 things that we learned video yesterday or earlier today. He just was really aggressive in those duels, exactly what you want to see, and he didn't shy away from them either, really putting himself about physically. And I feel like that's the biggest test for these youth players. Can you match the physicality of these Premier League opposition sort of players? And Myles Skelly did not look out of place at all. There was a couple of times though I did see Mikel Arteta get really frustrated with Myles. I was looking in depth and Mikel Arteta was telling him, get back stronger. There was a lot of words exchanged between them, but that's what you want to see. You know, these youth products, they're only going to learn if they're told what to do. And Myles Skelly, that inverted role, he had to know when to come close and collect the ball from Haven and when to invert to create another option in the midfield. It's a learning curve, but he was really good for the first time we've seen him anyway in a full game against a top opposition inverting. And I think one thing which I wasn't surprised with, because you guys will know how much of a fan I'm of Myles Skelly, is his line breaking passes. There was a lot of instances in the game where he would drill the ball into the striker Eddie Nketiah, who would collect it and hold it up. He'd also find the ball in nice little pockets of space and drive as well. There was options where he drove with the ball, and he created an opportunity for Eddie Nketiah, whose shot was just tame. But it's those little actions which you love to see from youth players. We don't expect 10 out of 10 performances, but we need sparks, and Myles Skelly definitely had that, and I would argue was one of the better players in that first half, both in a defensive sense and a technical sense too. I do hope and I do think his long-term future is definitely in midfield. I think playing left back will just help him in the duels 1v1, facing up against really attacking players. It's going to help him because the midfield is a really congested area, and once he does move into that midfield with the experience of 1v1 duels out wide, he'll be really accomplished in there, because he has everything you want in a left number 8. I loved seeing him picking up the ball in the left number 8 position. You can tell he has that threat, you know, that passing ability too. He's not afraid to play it forward, and that's the biggest thing. You want your youngsters to go and express themselves, and Myles Skelly certainly did that. He picked up the ball in the midfield looking to play forward. If it wasn't on, he'd do some nice little turns and play backwards and then receive the ball back into the midfield again. This is lovely rotations from a youngster, and I'm really impressed, and I'm happy you guys got to saw him like that, because I know a lot of people will be talking about the Nwaneris of this world, but he was absolutely incredible, picking up the ball in some nice places, spreading the ball across the pitch, winning his duels, his 1v1s really well as well, and playing those line breaking passes too with his ball carrying, which we didn't see a lot. Let's be honest, he didn't have the opportunity to drive with the ball, but you can just tell he's got that confidence in his frame to drive with the ball. Even when he was receiving it in midfield, you could tell he was happy with his body. He could shift himself. He felt like he was stronger than the players in there, and he certainly looked in control of the ball, which is everything you want to see. I saw enough from him there to see that we've got a really special player whose future is definitely in that midfield area, but has that versatility to play as an inverted left back. Because I'm gonna be honest, when Zinchenko came onto the pitch, I didn't see much of a difference in his performance to Myles Skelly's, and that's just a massive confidence to Myles Skelly. Maybe not so for Alexander Zinchenko, who didn't really have an impact in the game, maybe because he didn't have much time to have some actions on the ball and off the ball. But Myles Skelly was really good. Maybe in that second half though, he did tail off a bit, but it is to be expected. You know, it's his first real chance in a pre-season game with everybody watching, but he can be really proud of his performance, and I'm happy for him there. He's 17 years old. We kind of forget how young this guy is. You look at the senior players above them, the likes of Mainu, they're like 19 turning 20 years old. He's 3 years younger, and he's putting off performances like that. Really impressive from Myles Skelly, and his stats showed it. You know, 33 out of 33 passes completed, 100%. He was so confident getting every pass into, you know, our players' feet. And these passes weren't even just like small passes, there were some risky ones as well, so he's not afraid to do that. Plenty of touches as well. I think it was around 45 touches of the ball, or 48. That's really good. He's involved, not shying away from the ball. So a really good performance from Myles Skelly. The future is bright. Let me know your thoughts on this performance before we just quickly move on to Nwaneri. But Myles Skelly definitely looked really good. Now let's move on to the man of the day, where everyone has been raving about his performance. For me though, I do feel like him and Myles Skelly were exactly the same in terms of their performance, but Nwaneri is a special talent. We talk about the Lamine Yamals of this world, the Kobe Mainus, the youngsters out there, but we've got an absolute star in Nwaneri. The confidence in his actions, the ability to pick up the ball in nice pockets of space, the ability to see a pass forward and play it. It may have not come off a couple of times, but it's that confidence to do it. That's what you want to see. Can you express yourselves? Are you going to shy away from the ball? No, he would come deep as well to collect the ball and then drive with the ball a little bit up the pitch and then release it again. That is exactly what you want to be seeing from your youngsters. Do you have the confidence to receive the ball in deep areas, but also higher areas up on the pitch? Are you able to create as well? And Nwaneri definitely did that for me. He was kind of unlucky in that second half. He had a nice opportunity. I thought, this is your moment, you're going to strike this into the corner, but it was a really nice block. But I love the spaces he was picking up. It's not easy in there. Even defensively, you guys may have not noticed, he was picking up some really effective positions. His positioning was really good, and he didn't really hamper our shape at all. That left-sided number 8 in the second half is normally expected to do a bit more defensive stuff, with Odegaard doing the more attacking stuff in the right number 8. But Nwaneri was really good getting into the shape, and it was really hard at times for Bournemouth to penetrate through us. So on the defensive side of his game, he was really good. I think he got a couple of tackles and an interception too, to show that it's going to take time for him to adjust to the way we play in that 4-3-3 shape, playing in that left number 8 in the second half and the right number 8. But you could tell he has the fundamentals and raw ability to really make it, and I was just so impressed. I think my most happy moment, where I was just like, wow, this kid is special, was definitely when he picked up that ball in the first half from our own half and he drove with it. That's something we're going to miss with Emil Smith-Rowe, who's unfortunately outside, going out the door. But Nwaneri showed he has the ball carrying ability. That was my biggest thing with him. Do you have that physical frame to drive with the ball for large distances? And he certainly did it. He drove really well, picked up a really nice ball into Eddie Nketiah, was pretty unlucky with his shot on goal. But it's those things you want to see, those actions, and Nwaneri was at a top level, both physically, technically, and in terms of his ability to demand for the ball. It's exactly what you want to see, not shying away at all. And just some news that came through is that he will be part of the first team squad next season by the Athletic, which is absolutely incredible news, because he's definitely ready, and I think it will be a matter of time before he does take on the reins in one of those number 8 spots. Maybe Martin Odegaard has to be looking over his shoulder in a couple of years, because Nwaneri is so talented. I think our left number 8 is expected to do more of a defensive job anyway, but so good from Ethan. I was really impressed with his actions, so much confidence. His physicality especially was at a top level. He did not look out of place in that game. You just chucked him in and he was just absolutely incredible. Did everything really well, and as he gets more games under his belt for us with more of our senior squad, I think we're going to see a star shining. I can imagine him working with Kai Havertz, who makes some really good runs. His final ball is really good, Nwaneri, so I'm sure he's going to really explode once maybe he gets opportunity in those sort of games with the first team. But that's it for now, goodness. Hope you have enjoyed a really fantastic showing by both Myles Skelly and Nwaneri. The future is certainly bright for both those players, and hopefully we'll get to see them more in pre-season. Aiden Haven will get a separate video on him. He was really confident too, which we love to see. But that's it for now, goodness, and until next time, peace.